Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of us who are new, thank you so much for finding your way to my little side of the internet. My name is Jahcelyne, warmly Jahcelyne, and here on my channel we talk about positive living, positive vibes, and tools to live your best life. I also have to say hey to my returning subscribers, my returning viewers. Thank you so much for being here. You are so appreciated. I am so thankful for you. Thank you for tapping in. For those of us that comment, like, and continue to subscribe, that is truly, truly just so appreciated. So today we are talking about a topic that has really been on my mind. As you all know, it's so easy to just go to the next thing, go to the next goal, go to the next step. In the times and the society that we live in, we go on to the next thing. We don't really stop and give ourselves flowers. We don't stop and really consider everything that has occurred, right? If I didn't stop and journal about this and write this down, I really feel like I would have just had no evidence of how things have gotten better or how I have grown and how I have gotten better. So I want to just share some signs with you that are key indicators that you are doing so much better than you even give yourself credit for. You are improving and growing and evolving rapidly, not just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but rapidly growing, friends, in ways that are remarkable and deserve to be acknowledged and celebrated. I think the first sign that you are doing well is that you're learning from your mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. We are gonna screw up. It's inevitable. That is why grace exists, and that is why maturing exists. But sometimes it takes us a long time to learn lessons and learn from our mistakes. Sometimes we have to go through it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before we actually get what we were supposed to learn from that lesson. And lessons can come in the form of people. They can come in the form of just challenges, setbacks. A lot of times setbacks are in place for us to extract something from it, to learn something from it. But a lot of times when we're sitting in setbacks and when we're sitting in challenges, we don't always see it like that. Sometimes we can't even become or evolve who we're supposed to be until we master that lesson, until we get that lesson. Because if we are struggling or still facing that challenge in the next phase of life, it can hinder us. It can put us back even further. I can attest to that, where I have been in situations where I didn't get the lesson. I really didn't get it, but I kept moving forward because sometimes that'll happen. And that lesson started showing up as insecurity. That lesson started showing up as self-sabotage. That lesson started showing in areas of low self-esteem or mismanaging my time or mismanaging my money so I think that when you are being elevated and when you are being called to do more and when you are stepping into a new season or a new dimension or whatever, there's certain lessons that you had to learn in that last challenge. So if you are starting to really learn your lessons and you're not repeating certain mistakes and you're growing from challenges, you are doing way better than you are even recognizing. And if you have to learn that lesson more than once, that's okay. And that's fully normal. That is very normal to not get certain things on the first time or the second time or the third time. Maybe it takes a few times to really learn whatever that lesson is for you. Number 2 is that signs that you're doing better than you even realize is that you are seeking out opportunities and challenges. You're seeking out ways to become uncomfortable because that is a sign of growth. It's easy for us to stay in our comfort, but when you are seeking out challenge, and when good challenge, when you're seeking out good challenges that are going to be vehicles for your change, that are going to aid in your growth in some kind of way, that could look like, I'm gonna go get my doctorate, I'm gonna go to school and get my master's. That's a good challenge. I am going to move to a new city. That's a good challenge. I am going to, they don't even have to be that big. That's the thing. There are things that aid in your growth, right? That you normally wouldn't do, that it does require some level of discomfort. It does require a level of becoming and transforming and tapping into skills and tools and ways of being and ways of living that are uncomfortable. And that is such a sign that you are doing better than you realize. It's like getting out of comfort and moving into discomfort temporarily to get a bigger reward. So it's like, if you are in any way moving into areas of positive challenge and good discomfort, friends, you are doing so well. So let's pat ourselves on the back for that. In the same way, from my second point, my third point is that you are pursuing passions. It is so imperative that you have passions and interests and hobbies. That could look like workout classes, that could look like volunteering, that could look like knitting, that could look like whatever, reading, whatever that is, traveling, starting a business, whatever that is. You have to do something that feeds your spirit. And it doesn't have to be for financial gain. It could truly just be for the purpose of, I just want to be fulfilled in this area. I have said it before in previous videos that I go to this monthly creative writing class because it allows me to be creative, and I love tapping into that. Making my YouTube videos, I love tapping into that creativity where I don't necessarily get that maybe from my 9-to-5, or it's up to you, it's up to us as the person to create the things that are missing in our lives. So we don't have to look to our 9-to-5 to be the end all be all. And that's how we start having discontentment, right? Which I'm going to get to a different point. You're like, my job is not giving me, it's not fulfilling me, it's not doing this, it's not da da da. And it's like, friend, you have to find that in other areas. That job is only going to help you so much, right? So it's like, to combat discontentment and to combat things of frustration, create areas for you that are those fulfilling things. And if you are doing that, you are doing so much better than you even realize. Next point is you begin to believe in yourself. We are out here believing in ourselves. What that means is that you are talking positively to yourself, that your mind is a place of refuge and kindness, and it's not a battlefield. You are affirming yourself. You are believing in your abilities, right? You are feeling confident in who you are and your contribution and what you are lending and giving to the world. Because guess what, friends? There is only one you. There is only one you. You were not made by accident. No, you were here because you were chosen. God chose you to be here. So because of that, you should have the utmost confidence that you were made in his image. You should have the utmost confidence that he knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. There is nobody that can do what I can do, even if we are doing similar things. Because you are one of one, you can have the utmost belief that in your skills and your abilities and your capabilities and your talents and your charm and your riz and your everything. Like, there's just like, nobody can do it like him. Nobody can do it like her. Nobody can do it like them. And that is so exciting, friends. So if you begin to start recognizing that in yourself, you're a force. You're a force, and you are powerful for acknowledging that and knowing that, because there's nothing more in this world that the opposer wants for you is for you to like feel like you ain't nothing, to feel like you are unimportant. So start believing in yourself, start believing in who you are and what you can be, and that the best is yet to come, right? So once you start tapping into that, they better watch out. Next point is that you have mastered your mindset. Everything is a mindset, from the way of your attitude for the things that you attract, pray for, manifest, the things that you talk about, the way that you live your life, your routine. If you feel like you have mastered these things, and I have plenty of videos about these things, I will just drop it in the description for you to tap into some of those other videos that talk a little bit more in depth about those things. But it's your mindset. Master your mind. Don't let your mind master you. And by that, what you can do is really just feeding yourself good, positive things, nourishing your mind, filtering what is going in and out of your mind and what you are consuming, the company that you are around, the music you listen to, the things that you watch, the things that you engage with. Like, stay at a high frequency. You are a top shelf person. Like, it's the mindset. It's the mindset. You are the head and not the tail. And you have to remember that. You have to remember that. Do not forget that. So if you can master your mindset, you are doing way better than you even know. Don't give up. You're not giving up. Things may not come to fruition right away. Things may not pan out exactly when you want them or in the time that you need them to. And it can be hard having patience or wondering, when is it going to be my time? When am I going to get out of this desert season? When am I going to get out of this depression? When is this divorce going to be finalized? When am I going to start believing in myself? When is the money going to start coming in? When am I going to find my husband? When am I going to find my wife? Like, it's like all of these questions that come up, and they're real fears and they're real anxieties. And I don't want to invalidate any of those. But I will say that if you just keep trying and you just keep putting yourself out there and you just keep believing in yourself and you just keep boosting yourself, friends, inevitably it is going to happen. It's not an if, but when. It is important. You have to have endurance, because things are not always going to happen when you want them to. But if you're doing everything that you can and you just keep trying, you are far ahead of the game. Next point is that you care about your health and you care about your decision making. You're opting for healthier options. You're going to sleep earlier. You are developing that nighttime routine. You are walking instead of driving. You are saving money where you can. You are going to the gym. It's like you're just making healthier choices for your life altogether. And that's one of those things that can be measured, right? The gym is a very honest place. What you get in is what you're going to put out. The way that you manage your money is a very honest system. What you spend is what you don't have. What you save is what you do have. What you invest is what you have multiplied, right? Like, so I think that all of these systems, and if you're using and managing them right, it's like you will see what you're putting in is what you're getting out. You'll see that, oh man, I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought, or I'm just really killing it. I'm killing the game and I need to continue. Next one is that you help people. You are moving in a space of generosity. You want to just lend a hand. I was just talking about this on a couple of videos about when I was talking about money, that we are called to be generous. We are called to help our neighbor. We are called to sometimes put others before ourselves. And that is an indication that you are doing really well, because if you are in survival mode, you aren't doing all of that, right? Like, you're like, I'm just trying to get to the next day. But when you have freed up enough room in your life to be generous, to help others, You are doing so well. And I just want you to give yourself flowers. Like, there's so much to celebrate in all of these steps. Even if you're not having all of these, right? I don't even know how many steps it's been, like 7, 8, 9, I don't know. But even if you can't quite say yes to all of these signs, but maybe even some of them, that is still worth celebrating. Even if it's just one from what I've talked about, that is still worth celebrating. And let's just say it's none of these. Now you're like, okay, I can have some signs to work toward. These are things that I want to implement more into my life, that I want to adopt in my life. So it's like, it's a win-win either way. Like, even if you're not at these signs, even if you're at a couple, if you're at all of them, celebrate that you have vision. Celebrate that you have a plan for your life on how to live fuller, to live more fulfilled, to just be a responsible steward of your life. Like I said, there's only one of you. So don't squander your life. Don't squander your opportunities. Like, take your life seriously. Like, too many of us are walking around here acting like we gonna live here for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, make it count. Like, make your life count. It's important. And I think that at the same time, you have grace for yourself. Measure, like this video implies, like, measure how far you're coming. These things matter. They matter. And I'm rooting for you. And I want to encourage you, friend, because in a lot of ways I have needed encouragement. And I am just sharing what I have learned and what I have peeped. So if this video has been helpful to you at all, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, that you comment, drop some things below in the comments that have helped you see that you were further along, because maybe I missed it and maybe it could be helpful to someone who is looking in the comments. All right, friends, bye.